Eunice was the kind of woman who captured attention effortlessly. Her radiant beauty made people take notice wherever she went, and her confident stride only added to her allure. Yet, behind her striking appearance, Eunice carried the weight of countless disappointments. Her love life had been a series of letdowns, each one more painful than the last. Every man she had ever trusted seemed to have hidden agendas, leaving her feeling used and broken. After each failed relationship, she found herself questioning whether love was worth the heartache. With every tear, Eunice's hope for finding genuine love dimmed further. One evening, after another emotional breakup, Eunice found herself staring at her phone, contemplating her next steps. With a heavy sigh, she began deleting the contacts of the men who had hurt her. Each swipe felt like a small step toward reclaiming her peace. "Maybe love isn't meant for me," she murmured, her voice barely audible over the quiet hum of her apartment. Her best friend, Temi, tried to offer some advice, suggesting that Eunice give online dating a shot. Eunice let out a soft laugh, shaking her head. "If I can't find a decent guy in real life, what makes you think I'll find one on the internet?" Despite her reservations about love, Eunice remained active on Instagram. It was her creative outlet, where she shared snippets of her life and engaged with her followers. Her photos were always well received, with likes and comments flooding in. It was on this platform that Shedrack first noticed her. Unlike many others, his messages were never overbearing or inappropriate. Instead, they were polite and genuine, often complimenting her smile or inquiring about her well-being. But Eunice paid little attention to him. After all, she had grown accustomed to men who appeared kind only to reveal their true intentions later. As the months rolled by, Shedrack's messages never stopped. He remained consistent, sending thoughtful comments and asking about her day. Even though Eunice continued to ignore him, he wasn't deterred. Unlike the men from her past, Shedrack wasn't pushy or impatient. He simply wanted to connect, to be there for her, even if she wasn't ready to acknowledge his presence yet. To him, Eunice wasn't just a pretty face on the internet, she was someone worth getting to know. His persistence wasn't born from desperation but from a belief that there was more to her than just what she shared online. It wasn't until a gray, rainy afternoon that Eunice found herself aimlessly scrolling through her messages, bored and with nothing else to do. As she skimmed through the unread messages, Shedrack's name popped up once again. She hesitated, her finger hovering over his profile. Curiosity got the better of her, and she finally clicked on it. To her surprise, Shedrack's profile was unlike the others she had seen. It was filled with wholesome moments, pictures of him laughing with family, snapshots of his architectural work, and scenic photos from his travels. Something about him felt real, a refreshing change from what she was used to. With a deep breath, Eunice decided to reply to Shedrack. Her message was simple, a casual, "Hi, Shedrack. How's it going?" sent without much thought. To her surprise, his response came almost immediately. His excitement was evident, yet he remained respectful and kind. Their conversation flowed smoothly, with Shedrack making her laugh more than she had in weeks. He shared funny stories about his work, his family, and the little moments that brought him joy. Eunice found herself smiling at her phone, something she hadn't done in a long time. Still, her guard remained up, reminding herself not to get too attached. Shedrack, however, wasn't like the others. Over the weeks that followed, he proved himself to be reliable and sincere. Every time he said he would call, he did. Every time he promised to share something with her, he followed through. Slowly, Eunice began to let her defenses down, bit by bit. She found herself looking forward to his messages, eager to hear about his day and share hers in return. Shedrack wasn't trying to impress her with grand gestures, he was showing her that love could be simple, kind, and consistent. Eunice started to realize that maybe, just maybe, she had been wrong about love. As the months passed, their bond only grew stronger. They talked every day, and with each conversation, Eunice felt herself falling for him a little more. When Shedrack suggested they meet in person, she was nervous but also excited. She agreed, unsure of what to expect. The day they finally met, Shedrack traveled to her city to surprise her. When their eyes met for the first time, it felt as if all the doubts and fears Eunice had once held onto melted away. Their first hug was filled with warmth, a silent confirmation that this was something real, something worth holding onto. Their relationship blossomed into something beautiful and pure. They spent countless hours talking, laughing, and sharing their dreams. Shedrack continued to be the man he had always been, kind, patient, and loving. He never pressured Eunice to be anything other than herself. For the first time in years, Eunice felt truly loved and valued. Shedrack made her see that love didn't have to be complicated or painful. With him, it was easy and natural. The two of them built a relationship based on trust and respect, and as the days turned into months, their love only deepened. Years later, as Eunice stood at the altar, holding Shedrack's hand, she couldn't help but smile at the memory of how they had first connected. What had once seemed like an impossible love story was now her reality. Shedrack had proven to her that love could be patient, persistent, and true. As they exchanged vows, Eunice felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the man who had never given up on her, even when she had nearly given up on herself. Together, they built a life filled with happiness, proving that love could indeed be found in the most unexpected places.